Hello and welcome to Innovate Leader Podcast. These are Fridays, reflection days. These are a session where I share my reflections for the week, and I believe and hope that you'll also be able to provoke and challenge specific areas of your leadership moving forward. Innovate Leader Podcast is a product of Ascent Leadership Group, and what we do as Ascent Leadership Group is to build a movement of leaders whose power of influence will far exceed the authority of their position. And we do this through leadership advocacy that is tied through coaching, that is tied through teaching and training, that is also tied through consultancy and research. So we are all about leadership and helping you scale and be the better version of yourself as a leader. So these sessions on Fridays, I get to reflect on my week and see what are the things that have stood out, especially in my journey of leadership so far. And this week, one of the things that stood out for me was the understanding that the people that we lead or the people that we interact with are more than the sum total of their resume. And I share this because there's a new book that that is coming out, that I've written, that is coming out, that I'm writing. I'm at the tail end of it. That will be out on 12th of October this year, and it talks about inside out, and it tries to address the aspect of why should people be led by you, and it talks about three values that are critical in terms of love, in terms of value, in terms of belief. And one of the extract out of the portion of love is that people are more than the sum total of their resume. And I want to share a brief story, and I hope it resonates with you or it gives you some perspective around it. There's a friend of mine who is also my client, my coaching client, and we have touch points every month to really address specific issues of his leadership. And one of the coaching sessions, he came up and said, there's something that I do that he feels that it's actually hampering and creating a block in terms of his interactions with his team members, especially new team members, when he moves into a position where he needs to lead new members. So what he does is actually he picks out the first thing is he picks out files from the human resource department of all the direct team members, or of all the team members that he will be working with in specific projects, and actually look at them before he has one-on-one with them. I think one of the things out of his own personal awareness is that he feels that this one creates a blockage in terms of how he views the team members, especially if they are team members who have disciplinary issues, gross disciplinary issues that he has seen in the files. So he threw back the question to me in terms of how have I dealt with such transitions, especially working on projects and new team members. I told him I have never reviewed files of my team members or of direct reports, my direct reports. And one of the things that I do in my first initial week is to have one-on-one with each one of them to really understand them deeper, and also it's an opportunity for me to share who I am and for them to understand me deeper, so that we connect and drive business together. And this has helped me over the years in terms of building solid teams that have broken performance barriers over my past period in the corporate leadership. So I don't know where you fall, whether you're like me or you're like my friend. But I think one of the lessons that I've picked out from that discussion with my friend is that people are more than the sum total of their resume. Because if you view your team members, if you view the team members that you engage with, the team members that are directly reporting to you, in terms of the sum total of their resumes, by looking at their files, by understanding who they are from a file perspective, and really creates a bias, especially when you're interacting with them, when you're having one-on-one engagement with them, then you lose the aspect of connection. You lose the aspect of authenticity in understanding who they are and what they are for. You lose the value of you expressing yourself to them so they understand you much better. So the lesson here is People are more than the sum total of their revenue, of their resumes. And the funny thing is, leadership is a journey. I talked about it last week in terms of leadership is an infinite contest. But the problem is, some of us as leaders, we get tired along the way easily. And we get tired because of some of the behavior, some of the ways, the values we inculcate when we're engaging with our teams. We get tired along the way because we look at our team members in terms of the sum total of their resumes. But we can be able to refill along the journey. We can be able to refill our love quotient to the team along the journey. And by refilling our love quotient for the team along the journey, then this is what keeps us moving. It's like a marathoner who picks up water along the way. The water helps in terms of refilling the energy. But for us as leaders, is our love quotient for the team is what we need to refill constantly. So in the course of our leadership, we need to ask ourselves at intervals, do I still love my team? If no, then find ways on how do you refill that love quotient so that you can lead the team better. If not, and you don't do that, then what you end up doing is you end up manipulating your team more. You end up hurting your team more. So I want to leave you with that thought that people are more than the sum total of their resume. And the world creates leaders. And the purpose of the world creating leaders like you is so that leadership can serve the world. And your focus is to serve your team, to be better, to improve, and to work together in love within the workspace. Thank you very much, and I hope I've provoked your thought. And looking forward to the next reflection episode next week.